Welcome back to OVC Media Days. Rod Reed, TSU alumnus, head football coach, joins us. Rod, how are you?
Doing well. It's been a tough, year, a little over a year now, dealing with the COVID situation. And, we're just happy to get back and excited to be on the field again.
So let's talk about this because you and I bumped into each other at a TSU basketball game. I think you were wrapping hot dogs and hamburgers at the time.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's late February. We get to signing day behind you at that point in time. We get to the OVC basketball tournament, and then we get into March, and you get ready to go on the field. You have tornadoes that come through near the TSU campus. And I talked to Dwayne Alexander about this very same thing. And then no spring practice. And then here we are in January talking football.
Yeah, man. Like I said, it's been challenging. Our kids have gone through a lot of adversity, with the tornadoes, with the COVID situation and not being able. I think we got 2 days of spring ball in last year. We haven't tackled anybody since, the last game of the season last year. So, they're kind of chomping at the bit to get back at it. But I think, God has a plan for everybody. Everything's done for a reason. So we just have to stay faithful and do our part, and that's to be available and be ready to go when times come.
You have a family and you're the largest market in the OVC here in Nashville. And of course, depending on the statistics that you read or what's sourced from, this has been a very debilitating pandemic, as they all are, but perhaps especially for Nashville, perhaps especially for the part of Nashville that Tennessee State is in. What's it been like for you as a parent? And then you've got nearly 100 kids that you're raising as well as a football team.
Man, it's been tough because my daughter, this was her freshman year at University of Alabama. And, we contemplated whether or not to let her go down and whatnot. But we ended up, getting her down there and getting her situated. My son is, he's a 10th grader in high school. And, he was learning remotely at home. So now we become a bit of a teacher as well as a mentor, as well as a father. And you're trying to deal with your own situation with your players. Most of our classes, matter of fact, pretty much all of our kids were virtual with this virtual learning. And, you dealt with all of the tornadoes and you're dealing with the pandemic. We tried to get our kids involved in the community a little bit. We went out on Saturdays, I think 4 or 5 Saturdays, right before the end of the semester, and we were handing out food with Metro Police Department to the citizens of Nashville, just trying to do our part to give back. And I think, we try to keep the kids engaged just to let them see, you ain't got it so bad. There are other people that are out there struggling too. So let's do our part to help out.
One of the things that I wanted to talk with you about is it's rare you get this chance, but as we break this team down, this 7-game schedule, your thoughts on that and taking a look at your opening game at the whole, and it's not going to be an easy one.
Nah, you come out with Jacksonville State. That's always been a tough out. And we played them pretty well, over the years. But, to come out with Coach Gross and a well-coached team and them coming off of a season where they had 4 games and played Florida State really, really well, went down and beat, I think, Florida International, got a really good football team. And then I think I just heard the news yesterday that Zarek and the tight end is coming back. So they're going to be loaded. We know that. But, they were loaded last year when we played, and we let one get away down there at their place. So hopefully we can give them a game at our place. But we know that, we're going to have our work cut out for us. And, us not having played since November last year, we better knock the dust off real quick.
Offensively, what does your quarterback situation look like? And you always seem to get that perfect grad transfer and put him in. But one of the things that's really plagued you has been the injury bug in the last few seasons.
Yeah, I mean, that's been a problem. We think we've got some depth now. When we do get those situations, our quarterback situation is really unknown. We brought in David Johnson, junior college transfer in the spring. We had Davion Bryant, Heath Williams. So we had some guys there. Octavius Battle has since transferred out. but we had some guys there, but we never got to see them. It's really an unknown at quarterback. And Isaiah Green transferred in from Marshall University, and he's in the mix also. But we don't know. We've never seen any one of these guys play in a live game. Really hadn't seen them play in a scrimmage, to be honest with you, because David just got here in the spring. David just got in the spring of last year, and Isaiah just got here now. And the only one I've really seen throw the ball is Davion Bryan, and he was our scout team quarterback last year. So, we got a competition going there, but I think we have a lot of talent in that room, and Coach Harris is doing a tremendous job with those guys right now.
From an X's and O's standpoint, Rod, how much of game situations do you feel compelled to simulate in this practice period of time prior to the February 21st opener at the risk of injury, but yet still needing to get to evaluate that talent like you spoke to?
Well, we're going to have to tackle. We're going to have to do it early. We scheduled a couple of scrimmages, 3 days after we put the pads on. We got to get a scrimmage in, and we probably got to get one more, but we got to be able to get out there and mix it up a little bit. But you want to do it as early as possible, because the later it gets, the more you worry about injuries and, not having your best team on the field come February 21st.
Let's jump over to the defense a little bit. It appears to me the back end of that might be your most experienced.
Yeah, on the back end, we're pretty good, I believe. Nick Harper Jr. Is one of our cornerbacks. He's one of the leading pass breakup guys in the league last year. We got a kid returning that played a lot last year due to injury, Fondren Hollis. He ended up starting against, I think, Jacksonville State of SEMO last year, and he got hurt and ended his season. But, he's another corner that we feel really good about. And Josh Green at the safety. Kirk Mcdonnell has come in from a junior college, and he's doing really well back there on the back end. If we can keep Larry Wilhoit healthy, he played 2 or 3 games last year, had 2 or 3 interceptions, but, he missed 7 or 8 games last year. So we got some guys back there. If we can stay healthy on the back end, like you said, I feel really good about where we are.
Talk about your special teams a little bit, a couple of familiar names there.
Yeah, we had a guy flip-flop on us. Antonio Zeta left at the end of the fall, and he ended up coming back, and, he's in camp right now, and we're very fortunate to have him back. But, Caleb Mosley is a really good punter. I think he's an all-conference, all-American type kid. Both of those guys are. So we feel real good with our kicking game. And then Jimmy Lowry is a kid that transferred in from Northern Illinois. When we lost Mosley, we brought this guy. When we lost Zeta, we brought Jimmy in, and he's done a really good job kicking the ball. So we have some depth in the kicking game, because all 3 of those guys are dual guys. So we feel really good about our kicking game.
As far as the season goes, once you get into this 7-game conference season, well, I think one of the things I've talked to a couple of coaches today about this is a little bit of more coaching on the fly, a little bit, not having a lot. And is the tape that you're able to get, let's just say a Jacksonville State or an Austin Peay that played a lot of FBS opponents too in the fall, is that helpful to you when we get to this unique spring season?
It's always helpful to be familiar with some of the things that your opponent is doing, and them, having 4 games, and us having none. Obviously, you'd love to have that. So, yeah, we've taken a look at the tape, but, it's going to come down to not just the X's and O's, but the Jimmys and Joes, and they got some Jimmys and Joes down there, I can tell you that. But I think that we'll use that to our advantage when we can. The good thing about it is us, we've always limped into conference play, so to speak, the last 3 or 4 years. This year, hopefully we can go into conference play healthy and see where the chips fall.
One last question. Does that impact how you go through this preseason process? I know we talked a little bit about you're going to be tackling right away. There's that fear of injury there at that point in time. But do you kind of feel like you've got no other choice than that? You
don't. You really don't. You got to find out who can and who can't. Some guys look really good in shorts, but when you put those helmets and shoulder pads on, the attitude changes a little bit. So we've got to find out, who we can win the OVC with. And I feel like we got a pretty good group of guys. I love the guys that we're working with right now. Got great camaraderie on the team right now. The guys are really anxious to get back out there on the field and pads. So I'm excited about that.
Looking forward to seeing you coach at your alma mater yet again, although it's going to start in February. It's going to be a little bit awkward. Rod, great to see you. Best of luck to you. We'll see you along the way.
All right, thanks. Go Big Blue.